will be on separate stages for the first race, but the same stage, or actually alternate each other's stages for the second. And here we have another deviation here. Talentless going to Quickman again, but Charlieboy actually starting off on Bubble.
That is an interesting start. Bubble Man stage is fairly quick. Like I said earlier, the runners will tend to go to quicker flash just to make sure they get a chance to get those E-tanks, because you never know what you're going to get once you get into the actual boss room.
Yeah, definitely a unique decision, but it's a sensible one for a lot of the same reasoning that people would choose either quick or flash first usually. And that's, like you said, it's not a very long stage. There's not a whole lot you could really obtain to come here and speed up the stage usually. As you can see, Charlieboy's going for the Buster-only version of the zip, which I'm not sure if it's even slower if executed well enough than using the item 1 version of the zip. But for that reasoning, again, I'm not sure that there's much you could really do to speed up the stage. So it's another worthy first selection. You come out of it with a weapon and potentially an item, and you still have three stages with easy-to-grab E-tanks available to you.
Absolutely. I wonder if it might have been a little quicker to do that zip if he used that Lightning Lord's Cloud to make some space up. He was waiting for it to get out of the way. I don't know if that would have been possible, though.
The positioning of the Lightning Lord Cloud for speeding up that zip is very precise, and I actually did test that in vetting this seed, and it was not doable, unfortunately.
Good to know. And we've got Wood in Quickman stage, and Quickman hiding down underwater in Bubble Man stage. Prodigy making quick work of Woodman. And Charlieboy finishing up quick. So runners still basically neck and neck at this point. Still no items, but headed to the same stage now. You got those birds in Flashman stage, which is never fun in close quarters like that. Discovering that Buster is not the weakness to those crash walls.
Yeah, it's always good to test that there, just so you know. Not that you would use it on that spot, but you get to learn without wasting any time. And if it is Buster only, I don't know, I'm sure other people feel this too. Myself, I get a little excited because I know I can grab the E-tank and not have to backtrack.
Exactly. That's one of the big benefits of testing the wall there, because at the very end of Flashman stage, if you do manage to get out that E-tank at the end of it, you either have to go through the wall or backtrack the other way, and it's not a ton of time lost, but it does take some time versus being able to just keep going straight through and busting through the wall. I think Charlieboy brought it up a little bit of time. The runner's really close right now.
Yeah, they're about 8 seconds apart right now. It's actually pretty good. Ooh, Talentless doing the swag entrance, dancing into Flashman stage, finding Flashman. Is this randomized? Is it?
And Charlieboy a little bit too. I think we've discovered that this is not even randomized. The runners are even going to the same levels. This isn't random at all.
I believe that was Toxic Seahorse that we were hearing in Flash stage there from X3. And we have Lithium Aura in the chat confirming. I think it's Toxic Seahorse. I think so too. It must have been.
That's funny. Charlieboy deciding to head down to Quickman stage after spending a little bit of time hovering over Airman stage, which is where Prodigy actually ended up going.
Ooh. Prodigy cutting it close there, but he actually saved it with the pause buffer return. That was pretty nice. This is looking kind of risky here, though. Well, he might get it.
It looks like he's got it. Yeah, the shrimp decides to be cooperative.
He's finding a similarly difficult air stage, but with a totally different process for getting through it. And then tin cans are one shot from the buster, which is a beautiful thing to see.
This actually seems pretty friendly. You've got the tin cans that are one-shot buster, and then the chickens and the Metroids are also one-shots, and those can be pretty annoying just because they are constantly respawning, and they spawn on Rock's position. And we've got crabs that are buster immune.
The great equalizer is always the crabs.
I couldn't even get done exclaiming how nice it was to have all these one-shot buster enemies before the crabs show up. That's excellent.
Alright, we got Charlieboy fighting Woodman here, finding him to be fairly weak to the buster there. He was doing at least 4 damage, probably more. I couldn't really count it too well there. We got Talentless finding the same in Metal Man on the air stage there.
Yeah, Charlieboy could be in a decent position if he has a easier airman when he gets there than Talentless did. But decided not to go to Woodman, which of course is one of the longer stages. Expect he'll try to get that the Goodwood zip again.
That was kind of an impressive slingshot back onto the item too there after finding
yeah.
For sure. He's really low on health here though, so he's probably going to want to start taking it a little bit safer, finding that the Crusher's dying only 1 or 2 shots of the buster anyway.
Yeah, that was some really slick item 2 movement.
Talentless getting
Oh no,
that
it doesn't
buster
have
on the
item
buster.
3, that's right. So Charlieboy's taking the long way through, the relatively long way through Woodman stage, while, Prodigy tries to finish up Bubble.
Now, do you know how much time approximately the Goodwood zip actually saves over doing the stage?
I've been told that it saves 17 seconds, which seems like a lot, but I don't know. Just because I've never sat and compared personally going through the stage normally versus Goodwood, but I've been told that it's 17 seconds overall.
It's pretty significant, I have to say.
Yeah, considering some of these stages, 17 seconds can be almost half a stage.
Yeah, and especially in terms of the randomizer, you're skipping so much potential death, and with a consistent number as long as you get it right the first try.
Exactly, and that's always the speedrunner's trap right there, because if you miss it one time, you have to do that math in your head on whether or not you want to try it again or give it up and just do it the intended way, because eventually you start losing more time than you save.
We have an almost completely vanilla Metal Man stage in terms of the colors here, but the background is a little blue, so that's different at least. We got the monkeys that are not space monkeys.
Yeah, you usually have a few less of those guys hanging out. Doesn't look like they take too many shots though, but we can get a bunch of more screen, just avoiding them can be trouble.
Charlieboy now going for Heat Stage. I can't help but say I don't understand his stage order here, but I am liking the random factor behind it. I definitely support this. I might be one of the only people who misses this, but the randomizer used to actually not let you know what stage you were selecting before you selected it. Everything was just question mark. I really miss that.
I never played the randomizer in that stage, but that does sound like an option that I would turn on. I'm glad you're having a fairly cooperative Airman there in Metal Man stage. Meanwhile, Charlieboy getting that heat zip. Headed over here, we'll see him make his way across the lava pit. Actually, with item 2 this time. And a Bubble Man hanging out Heat Man, fairly weak to Buster as well. And there's item 1, and Charlieboy heads straight over to Metal Man. I'm assuming he's gonna attempt to get the item 1 zip in this first room here. And Mega Man 2 music. Is this even randomized? And not able to get the zip. Looks like item 1 was stationary.
Yeah, we got some heat stage going on in the metal stage here. Too close to vanilla. I want to hear more Mega Man X music in 8-bit. Talentless using the item 2 to go ahead and skip the entire final section of the wood stage.
And likewise, Charlieboy using his item 2 to skip through most of this final section of Metal Man stage.
It's so nice getting item 2 decently early in any randomizer run, because there's so many other stages where you can use it to just make it a little bit faster, but also a whole lot easier in most situations.
Yeah, exactly. Most of the time you hear about people waiting to get item 2 to go to Heat Man stage, but yeah, there's a lot of optimizations for a lot of other stages where it might not be as dangerous, but you can save a good deal of time.
Charlieboy found a decent fight in Airman there on the metal stage. Looks like he was hardly taking damage at all from the Buster there, doing the minimum damage of 2 shots, I think. And his air shooter was actually quite slow moving across the screen, which meant that much more time of him blowing Mega Man across the screen as well, which he was able to do stronger than the conveyor could drag him to the left.
Like Charlie was trying to do the I believe frame perfect stationary item 1 zip. here in the first room of Crash Man stage. Decided to nope out of it.
Yeah, that's incredibly precise there with that stationary item 1. I don't think there are many runners that do it usually. Looks like we're seeing some more branching out and trying to get the hang of it at least, which is good to see. I'm hopeful that it'll become a regular thing towards the grand finals.
But yeah, I don't think a lot of runners knew that you could do that. Kudos to Charlie for giving it a shot.
Yeah, we thought it was impossible until I believe it was Kumba showed us otherwise.
Prodigy giving us a little bit of a show, riding that item 2 across.
Talentless finds a very easy bubble, who appeared to be fairly vanilla in terms of AI, but in the heat, he took him out before he could even get back on the ground, which is definitely the pro strat for Buster Only with Bubble Man, is always take him out before he hits the ground. Alright, both runners are on the crash stage at the same time here. Charlieboy approaching the end. Meanwhile, Prodigy, not sure if he's going to go for the zip or not, but I'm hopeful. He did bother to kill the fan guy, so yeah, it looks like he's going to go for it here on the first screen. Charlieboy having to take his last E-Tank, but Talentless does get the zip here, so he's going to make up quite a bit of time here. Unless he's ahead and they're not actually done the same number of Robot Masters.
Prodigy's on his last Robot Master now. So he's on his last stage now. I think Charlieboy still has 1 to go.
Okay. Well, in that case, Talentless is gonna get a little bit more comfortable in his lead there with that zip. Very impressive to see it done with the stationary. It's so difficult, so very precise to get it.
Yeah, absolutely. Kudos to both runners for even attempting it in a race. And definitely to Prodigy for managing to pull it off. Charlieboy having some trouble in Airman stage there.
Was that just me, or were the first 2 item 1s he laid out actually sinking before they disappeared?
I don't think so. I have to see next time he shoots one.
I didn't see the second set of them do it. I only saw the first set of them do it, and they were very slow about it. They only actually got down about 2 pixels before they disappeared. If I saw that correctly.
I suppose it's possible. I didn't know that was a thing that they could do.
They're not supposed to. That's what makes it interesting.
I can't say that I hate the idea of syncing item 1s though.
I don't mind it too much, as long as they're slow. If they sync at regular speed, I think that's a little much, especially considering you need 3 of them as it is to get up to fight the dragon.
Yeah.
But, you know, it might be easier in theory to nail some of those difficult zips like the crash zip with a slowly sinking item 1 than with a stationary item 1, because you could place it a little bit high and just watch it and wait to jump. In theory.
Oh,
Ooh.
Charlieboy. Getting sniped behind the clouds by a crab.
Those crabs, they weren't having any of what he had to say. They're such a great equalizer in this stage, being Buster immune with everything else already taking only one shot.
Yeah, it's nice to have stuff to come in, like you said, just even things out. Meanwhile, Prodigy's in Wily 1, meaning we're getting fairly close to time to guess the color of whatever boss is going to be at the top of this stage. I think I'm going to personally go back to basics and say Orange Dragon, Steel Crash weakness.
I'm gonna go with the Blue Dragon, just straight up Blue Dragon. Let's go Buster.
You think we'll get another seed where most of the Wily bosses are Buster weak?
Charlieboy taking on his 8th and final robo here, Metal Man. He's running out of the weakness that he was using, but he's finding that the Buster works just fine, and he takes him out, no real problems here. Meanwhile, Talentless is approaching the dragon.
I have to use that Flash Man to freeze the frogs shooting out on that last ladder climb there.
Blue!
All blue. Well, that's kind of turquoise or something, right?
Well, that's part
a little
blue,
purple on the joints.
Don't you take this from me! Oh, it is not Buster though. Not true Blue Dragon.
Flash. Looks like air shooter's doing some damage. Not the strongest though. Prodigy's gonna stick with it instead of trying to search for another weapon, and I can't say I blame him.
No, I tend to do the same. Once I find something that I at least think I can work with, I'll just do it, just to be safe and try to get it over with, because the dragon fight is incredibly dangerous. Being up top there, you're likely to end up kissing the dragon, which is instant death even if you have full health. And just about anywhere that you are, you run the risk of being knocked right off the platforms by the dragon's fireballs as well. So, being such a risky fight, it's usually best to just get it over with once you figure out what can hurt him.
Yeah, to say nothing of not even getting knocked off, but just trying to dodge or whatever, and accidentally jumping off or stepping off or timing something wrong yourself. I mean, personally, I think the two most dangerous Wily fights are those first two, the Dragon and Pico Pico. And after that, they seem to kind of ease up in difficulty a bit.
On average, yeah, I think that's pretty true. The Guts tank almost never poses much of a threat, if at all. And the Boo Beam, it is a threat, but kind of randomly, and there's usually easy enough ways to go ahead and pause buffer through his attacks if you have to.
Charlieboy having some trouble with this last ladder climb, getting trolled a little bit by how quickly Flashman's weapon will stop working. Of course, it's one of the things that's randomized is how long and how much ammo the Flash is gonna actually take up. Well, it looked like he got into that section without starting off with Flash, so he was trying to Metal Blade his way through it, which of course gets increasingly difficult the closer you get to the enemies in that room. Having very little health for the dragon here. I almost want to say that he should go ahead and... Oh, he doesn't have any E-tanks!
Nope, he's gotta risk it for the biscuit, and it pays off.
He made it. Good. GG to you, Charlie. That was...
Nice damageless
dragon.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good. I can't say I've ever done half as good when having to use any weapon other than Buster against the dragon.
Yeah, exactly. I think he had just 2 bars of energy left.
Yeah, that's
and immediately get found that air shooter too. Meanwhile, Prodigy getting quick boomerangs into Pico Pico here. using one of my favorite quick boomerangs too, the ones that shoot out and then actually boomerang back over Rock's head.
Yeah, I love that. They're the only quick boomerangs that live up to their name.
I like them because they like add a bit of strategy back into it, especially in that fight where something can be coming from directly overhead.
Oh yeah, and it's also useful in the boo beam fight too when it happens to be their weakness and has that behavior. You can
Yep, absolutely.
You can hit the other ones, the upper ones, by just positioning yourself proper and not facing them.
Now, Charlie, probably thinking that he's behind, and he is, but probably banking on that, decided to skip those 2 crash walls and skip out on that E-Tank and that 1-up that's in there. So we'll see if that's a gamble that pays off for him, because I think he still doesn't have any... No, he picked up 1 at the top. So that leaves him with 1 E-Tank for, I think, the rest of the game. Oh no, there's 1 more E-Tank he can pick up in Wily 3.
Yes, it's behind 2 crash walls. I had to think about that for a few seconds.
And he could get the one in Wily 4 too, which I also always forget about. So he's not in terrible shape, but considering that he's having to pop the 1 E-Tank that he does have right now, it's an interesting decision that he had to make there.
Talon is finding that the Buster is not going to work against the Guts tank, so now it's time to run the gamut of the menu, and he finds that that bubble is actually going to be pretty decent against Guts tank here.
Oh my god, that's such an awful sound. Yeah, probably finishing up Guts tank with a bubble lead that sounds like Mega Man just getting damaged.
Yeah, seeing the, or I should say hearing that sound on bubble lead when it's being mashed, it reminds me of when people do the refight skip in Mega Man 1. Because Mega Man ends up looking like he's getting damaged over and over and over with very quick succession, but really he's just getting ready to zip and pass all the refights.
Mm-hmm. But no, yeah, Charlieboy opting out of the Wily 3 E-Tank as well. Makes me doubtful that he's going to go for the one in Wily 4. We'll just have to see how he decides to play this end of the game here.
Now, does he still have 1?
He had to pop it in Pico Pico.
He did pop it, okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty likely he just doesn't want to lose any time trying to figure out the crash barrier weakness. He probably feels like he's already really far behind, which he's not entirely wrong. Ooh, Talentless, making a good last-second decision there, because when the fans are blowing you around and you're standing on these platforms, they'll actually blow you in both directions. It's kind of confusing and very, very difficult to deal with. So he went ahead and opted to jump off and take the D-boost across the spikes. Charlieboy finding that bubble lead, putting it to good use. He almost ran out of it, but he did make it through. Alright, Talentless is into the Boo Beam fight. He's going to test wood and metal, finding that neither is the actual Boo Beam weakness, so now he's got to figure out... he's already figured out the weakness, that's right. He's going to use the air shooter to clear out as many crash walls as he can, and then he's got to run the gamut to figure out what the Boo Beam weakness is, which is apparently
It's Buster.
Who made this seed?
I don't know.
It's gotten dangerously low on health there, but he was able to mash in time to prevent the boo beam from firing again, and he took it out with relatively little issue there. Once he knew their weakness, it was pretty much a done deal. And it looks like Charlieboy is going for that E-Tank on Wily 4 after all. Definitely a good move.
Interesting.
He is likely to need that on this boss. And if not, it's always nice to have for the refights.
That's definitely nice to have
you can avoid a good number of health pickups in the refights by just having an E-Tank ready.
That's interesting, though. I don't know if Charlie knows the crash wall weakness or not. But interesting that he would go for this E-Tank in this stage and not the one in the previous.
I don't believe he's found the crash wall weakness yet. And that may well be the reason that he would opt for this one instead. Ooh, wow, that was quite a dangerous D-boost, but he pause buffered and saved himself, striking the Achilles heel of the Spanish Inquisition with his face there.
That was scary.
that Crash Man kill though by Talentless, using the boomerang effect of the quick boomerangs to take him out in midair.
That's why it's the best weapon and the best permutation of it.
It certainly carries a certain swag. Charlieboy has found the weakness to the crash barriers, so he's gonna clear the room of all of those and run the gamut here to figure out what the weakness is. He goes right for Buster, which is always a pretty good bet, because there is a chance for it to be Buster, of course, so you might as well try. Looks like he's gonna make fairly short work of this boo beam once he can clear this corner jump here. There we go. No problem.
Easy peasy.
He's going to move on to the refights now, and Talentless is actually working on getting out of them, fighting his last Robot Master before the Wily machine.
Yep, and shouldn't have any much trouble if I'm not mistaken. He still has 3 or 4 tanks in case he needs them to find the weakness of the machine here. Finding Leaf Shield is doing some damage. It's not particularly strong against the machine, though. Yeah, decided to switch over to Crash Bombs.
Having to take another E-Tank there, too. But he's also taking his time to refill some of his weapons, which is probably a good move considering the alien's coming up, and we have no idea what it's going to be weak against.
Exactly. You can find a bubble at its weakness to the second stage of the Wily machine. Yeah, it could be a good idea to just go ahead and take those ammo refills there, since you're right there in the room with them, and unlike in the walk up to the alien, you don't have to go out of your way and make the stage take longer in order to pick them up. So, guesses on the color of our alien?
I'm gonna say yellow head, purple body, and vanilla weakness bubble.
Let's say pink body, maybe no, we're gonna go all pink. Pink body, pink or red head, and air. I like air as a weakness for the alien. Ah, it's more orange.
We got an orangish, brownish alien. Not sure what the weakness is just yet here.
No, it's not air and it's not bubble. It looks like it's not. I think it just check quick. Or crash. Do we have another charge heat?
I felt like he may have missed when he checked quick, but I could be wrong. I could have just lost a few frames again. No, it's in fact charged heat again.
Charge heat again. We did not get a good shuffle in. And finishing with an official SRL time of 36 minutes and 1 second. Prodigy takes this game and this match.
Yeah, Talentless is not really living up to his name today, I gotta say. GG, man.
GG to Talentless. Way to go. Gonna be moving on to the next stage of the competition. I'm sent him an invite trying to get him in for interviews now.
Ah, there he is. Talentless is with us here.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you indeed. Good job, man. Both runs today. Good stuff, dude.
Thank you very much, Kami.
Some pretty good guesses on some of the boss weaknesses, especially on the first run. That was pretty incredible. I can't remember the weakness, but I know there was one you walked in and just went with air right away, and it was working.
About which one? When you say first boss, I imagine so many, dude.
And it was first race. I don't remember which boss. I just remember seeing you go to the menu once and going, "Wow, that was quick."
Well, if it's not Buster, just the quickest thing that can kill the boss faster. And the dragon, I was really lucky the first time because I went there with a metal, I think, because I didn't want to switch the I don't know how it's pages. Yeah, pages. I didn't want to switch the pages, so let's try metal and Clash Bomb first, then switch to Buster and stuff. And it was metal, and I was really lucky.
Yeah, there was a lot of good stuff there. We saw in the second race here on the crash stage, you pulled off that stationary item 1 zip.
Yeah, that one. Well, I don't recommend doing this one. It's not. I don't think it's. Maybe it is pixel perfect, but the setup, you should kind of work around it, see if it works for you. Well, it's not mandatory. You can do Clash anyway. So yeah, it's just faster with this item.
It's definitely faster, and if you can pull it off, especially on the first try, it's a whole lot easier than dealing with those 3 platform screens, because you can come across some nasty stuff there, and I believe we had fan guys right off the bat, which can be quite detrimental in those screens, because when you're on those platforms, they can toss you both directions, even though they're only blowing one direction.
Yeah, I totally agree. As soon as I saw them, I was kind of scared that the continuation of the zip, if you know what I mean, would consist those guys. But luckily, I was able to do it and skip the horrible section, which would be these fan guys all over, blowing me from the platforms.
Yeah, it was pretty nice. You know, we didn't expect to see anybody going for it, but both of you guys actually went for that crash zip there. Unfortunately, Charlieboy didn't quite pull it off, but just going for it alone, I gotta give him some props for that.
Yeah, both of you guys going for that in the race was pretty awesome to see.
Yeah, props to Charlie for trying the zip, and GG to him as well. I don't know if he finished. I guess he is. But thanks for commentating, you guys, as well. Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
What's up?
We got Charlieboy with us now. GG's, man.
GG's, guys.
GG, Charlie.
Yes, sir. GG's prodigy / talentless / whatever your name is.
My original name actually is Prodigy. It just changed it because of a meme.
I don't believe you. I think your name is Fred. What's up, Fred? No, I'm sorry. Oh, man. Nah, hopefully it was a good race, man. I messed up a little bit in race 1. I say a little bit. Shoot. More like, I mean, I had 3 deaths in game. I think I had 1 in game 2 or something like that. So, I mean, I did better in game 2, but just wasn't enough to keep up with old talentless over here. It's all good. I tried.
Yeah, he's done a horrible job of living up to his name today, I have to say.
That's why I called myself talentless in the first place. Because there was one guy, I was training a stupid game. It's Mega Man 10, it's not stupid, but it was booster only. And this guy, I didn't know anything about the game. This guy comes, says, dude, you are talentless, you have no talents, you suck, stop playing. And well, okay, I agree totally, and renamed myself.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, certainly, like I said, proving that wrong today. So yeah, what do you guys, how do you guys feel about those C's in particular? I mean, taking it back to the beginning, it seemed like both of you guys had a pretty rough time with those Buster Immune Fat fans and that first match Quickman and Flashman stages.
Well, the first seed was kind of, I don't know, annoying, but nothing special. I hate Kame because he gave us really bad items. Not about the seed was fine. Nothing much to worry about. Just the first quick stage was kind of rough. And that's it. If Charlie has something to add for the first race.
I mean, no, not really. Well, I don't know. I guess I took some deaths, like I said, that I wasn't supposed to take or should not taken. But I mean, that's just part of speedrunning, I guess. Live and all that.
I noticed when you got to the air stage, it looked like you took an intentional game over. Is that what happened there? It looked like you jumped the gap and decided, nah, I'm going to the left.
Yep, definitely, because I didn't want to be a hero, and I had 0 lives left, and it's a good thing I did, because I ended up dying on that first screen anyway, so I just saved myself a little bit of extra time.
Yeah, that first air stage was a doozy. I almost feel bad about it, but Prodigy let me know in the SRL room his feelings about it, and I don't blame him. I don't hold it against him. It's okay. I understand.
My feelings are only about the locked items, dude. The stages were fine. I can endure some fan guys. No worries.
Buster Immune Vanish Inquisition. That is definitely a favorite trick of the randomizer for sure.
Well, stage-wise, the second race wasn't that horrible. If you're worried about the races, about the stages, it wasn't that horrible. The whole item was static. That enables me to perform some zips, and well, that's basically it. I don't know what to say. It was fine.
I saw that. It looked like I remember Charlieboy found item 1 and then immediately went to Metal Man stage, only to find out that the item 1 was stationary and couldn't get the zip off.
Yeah, that made me sad.
Speaking of your stage order, Charlieboy, you mind enlightening us a little bit on how you determine your stage order? Because it seemed like it definitely varied between the two races.
Well, okay. Whenever I start off, I try to find either bubble, quick, or flash. And the first one I see is the one I go to. Then, according to what items I get, is how I determine. Usually, those 3 in metal are in the first 4 most of the time. But if I get like item 3, I might go to He-Man first, or if I get really, I took a chance on this race and I went to Woodman before Metal, which kind of paid off because I got to get an item 1 out of it, but then again, no zip, so woohoo. But it would have paid off if I could have zipped with it, so yeah, I mean,
it was interesting. We saw the early Woodman, and you also hit like you said, you hit Heatman, I guess, as soon as you got item 3, but without item 2.
Yeah, usually. I mean, if I have item 3, then I can do Yoku block section pretty consistently. So, I mean, I go ahead and knock that one out. It's on some people's tougher stage list, but to me, I mean, for the most part, I'm pretty decent at it or consistent. So, and who knows? Sometimes it holds weapons or energies, items. So yeah, I was trying to go ahead and get Heatman over with, and then after that, I usually save air, crash, heat, and wood for the last 4, and I determine the order depending on what items I have, pretty much. And what if I need E-tanks, I'll go to this stage first instead of this one. Like, that didn't exactly work out for me this time because I went to crash first to get the E-tank, and I had to spend the E-tank in crash, and I was like, well, dang.
Alright, very good. Makes sense. Makes sense. I just wasn't sure, because I've become accustomed to seeing people replicating their same stage order over the course of all 2 or all 3 races, when there's a third, and seeing such deviation in yours, it made me pretty intrigued, to be honest, because I was hearkening back to when the randomizer actually didn't let you know what stage you were selecting. Everything was just question marks.
Yeah.
And I'm probably alone here, but personally I miss that. I like it. An additional layer of randomization.
I mean, yeah, I like it, but I mean, at the same time, for the purpose of a tournament, I guess it's kind of cool that it is like it is, because that way you can kind of plan a little bit and go a little bit faster. Like being like completely random, you could get say quick, like you try to go quick man stage, you get metal instead or whatever. Like say you get He-Man and you don't have the tools, and then you have to die in there and then go out and go in. It could potentially add more time, but at the same time, I mean, hey, you might get lucky and like go even faster. So, but yeah, I mean, I do like the random stages. I did like that in like version 2.0 and all that, but or 0.2, whatever. But 0.4 is pretty cool too. I don't mind it. Excuse me.
No, I have no real complaints about it. It was just something I had forgotten about, and seeing the deviation in your route there just reminded me of it, and I got a little nostalgic for it.
Right on. Yeah. I just plan my route accordingly. If depending on what items I get, what I feel like I have and don't have, and can do and can't do in the seed.
Right on. Is there anything else you guys like to comment on about either seed, either race, whatever your feelings are?
Your seeds suck, dude.
I know you do.
Yeah, that's my only comment. It's nothing personal. Just the seeds were horrible this time. I'm glad that I think I didn't die. I think you guys can edit me on that. But I think I didn't die on both seeds, so I'm really satisfied.
Yeah, I don't really taking it down.
Hype dragon kill for me. That's about
Yes, very nice dragon kill. You had like no health left. I think you had 2 little chips of energy,
and the fireball was going through me. And the
Yes, it
fireball was
was.
going
That-
through me
Yeah,
whenever
and
I
that was
killed
when you
him.
walked in. It wasn't like you took that damage in the fight. Like you walked in with nothing. It was eked out that
Not
victory.
scared
That
of you,
was dope.
dragon. Going down.
So how are you guys feeling moving forward? Charlieboy, this sends you into the losers bracket of the finals here. Prodigy, you're moving on to the next stage. How are you guys feeling as you go on to the next challenge of the tournament?
Well, I'm looking forward to stuff. I know he's playing Rando a lot, and yeah, it's gonna be a fun race. I like stuff and things a lot from back in the days. He started streaming and playing Mega Man 2 vanilla, so and we kind of get along together. So it's gonna be a fun race, and yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Well, I play the loser between LV Creed, Kame Senen, and Metalo. So,
So I'll see you next week.
no, not necessarily. I mean, you do really well, you know. I mean, for Boston only, especially, like, yo, you made top 12, so congrats to you for making top 12 in the first place. But I mean, yeah, between those three runners, all three of you guys are like really good. So I mean, I just gotta keep my A game up and hopefully chip down these 36, 37s to like 34s and 35s consistently. Because like, I mean, my PB right now is like 35, 54 or something like that. So I still need like a better PB. So yeah, I'll keep working at it. Hopefully I'll make it at least one more round in the tournament.
That's the only hope I have too. Is even though I do expect to get knocked out on Thursday.
Kame, please don't beat LV Creed, dude. I want to play with you. Please don't.
Even if I do, you still might get to.
Yeah.
Still might get to, but I don't think I'm going to. He's way more consistent than I am. My playstyle kind of prevents me from being too consistent in the randomizer. But if I luck out and get a good seed, I'll be happy. I'll be happy if I take one. You know, that's good enough for me. I've already made it further than I expected to.
So I think that means that you can't make the seed.
That means I will make the seed for Kame this time, and it will be no mercy, dude. No fucking mercy.
Just don't worry. Man,
The Plando doors are open.
PG-18, sorry, but no mercy. No mercy.
Everybody has officially been banned from generating seeds for this tournament.
That's what I was gonna ask. You can't make it. I definitely am not making it. We're gonna have to get an outside contractor to come in and produce the seed.
Yeah.
No, but Charlie has some grudge. He can return you the seeds.
I don't have a grudge. Hey, it's fine. I have 6 seeds ready to be distributed on some matches. So I mean, like, and for anybody wondering, all we do is we play through bubble stage and make sure the glitch isn't present. We don't play through the whole seed, nothing like that. So yeah. So I have 6 seeds ready for you know, some of the people. So I mean, if people need seeds, I can give them to them. But I don't know what's in those seeds, just like y'all don't. So I mean,
Are you sure? You probably have folders with everybody's name, and whoever you think the seed would be worse for, you put them in that folder, right?
No, I got
Wow.
one big folder. I got one big folder that says played seeds, and that's all the seeds that I'm not gonna use.
One big folder that says Plandos.
Plandos.
Plandos. No, hey, I wasn't even vetting the seed first. You guys brought the vetting the seeds and thing, okay? So.
Yeah, we're just bubble stage because yeah, glitch can happen. That's always not good to look at. So yeah, it's at least bubble stage. Yeah.
But yeah, well, guys, I'm kind of hungry. I'm gonna go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, anything else you guys want to share? Thoughts, feelings, opinions?
Wanna thank everybody, like the commentators, the HG crew, the guys that are watching, and Charlieboy for letting us have this good race that we had, and basically that's it.
Thanks to Speed Gaming for having us, like always. Thanks to you guys for commentating. Thanks for Prodigy for the race, and yeah, I'm gonna go cry in a corner and eat some ice cream or something. GG.
Alright, GG's, guys.
GG, fellas.
Thank you for that race. It was wonderful.
Yeah, thanks for the race. Thanks, Kami, for commentating with me. Thanks, Charlie and Prodigy, for the show. Please give these runners a follow. Their stuff is in the chat. I feel like we don't remember to say that enough. Please give these runners a follow. Please follow them. Thank you all for watching, and I'm done. Kami?
One final shout out, and that's to the chat for, of course, being here, and also for participating in our color guessing games. I always love seeing the different guesses there, and it's always good to see somebody get it right.
Oh, and of course, shout outs to Duckfist for putting the time to make in the randomizer.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Definitely that.
Alright, guys.
Without whom none of us would be here.
For sure, for sure. Alright, y'all. Take it easy. I'm out. Later.
Take care, everybody.
Yep.
Take
Y'all have a
care.
good evening, afternoon, or morning, or whatever it is that you have in the place that you are. Bye.